And he said a quote. He said, you know, when you're gay, you get to choose your family. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends, welcome back to the IDKJK podcast.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
It's good to be back.
Yeah, I feel like we've been gone for a minute.
I feel like we haven't recorded in forever. But again, guys, Biden's still our president. Thank God.
What did everyone do this week?
What did we do this week?
We recorded with Laura. Hope everyone listened to that episode, by the way.
Yeah, please go listen to that episode.
If you haven't.
With Laura O'Reilly, the media and advertising editor of Business Insider. She was an awesome guest.
She was fantastic.
We loved having her. But we did go to Roosevelt Island this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we had a little day trip to Roosevelt Island. We may or may not have some video for that.
Ooh.
Because Kay and I just bought a new camera.
Yep.
So we are going to start putting out little videos and TikToks and Instagram Reels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Roosevelt Island was super fun. It's somewhere that I've never been ever in New York.
If you do live in New York, highly suggest taking a trip there if you haven't gone.
Easy.
Even
it's
if you
easy
have
to get
gone.
there. Guys, I was expecting this like tram to be like 45 minutes or like an hour, and it was literally less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was just like a quick tram over from Manhattan to Roosevelt Island.
Yeah, and it goes like over the water, and it's
pretty cool.
It's a huge gondola. When I think of gondolas, I think of
like
the
a
ones
ski
like
gondola.
skis. Yeah, exactly, skiing and snowboarding.
We fit 5 people.
Nothing like that, guys. It fits like 35 people, I think, right now during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And just so everyone knows, we were wearing masks, we were using hand sanitizer, keeping social distance. So we were set with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're going to be back really quick. Some housekeeping stuff. We will not be releasing an episode next Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. We want to be with our families, and we want you guys to be with yours or your friends.
And we just kind of want to take a little
we're just
breather, if you will.
Yeah, we're gonna just deplug and kind
unwind. For the week.
But maybe we're doing something fun, so maybe you should follow our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook and our LinkedIn and our TikTok.
Maybe we will have some videos of us where we're going. Tweet at us if you think you know where we're going.
Follow us at IDK with JK on all social platforms. And then you can follow me on my Instagram at KAY__Prince. Twitter's the same.
My Twitter and my Instagram are both Jeff with 3 F's, 2 underscores, and a P.
Jeff, you had something happen to you this week. Monday, specifically.
Oh, yeah, my computer.
Yeah, so why don't you just run us down that one?
I was trying to do work on Monday. I woke up and everything was great. I was like, oh my God, start to a new week, new me. And I quickly did not have that same energy. Let me tell you why. Because I was opening my computer, as one does, and I went maybe a little past 90 degrees from the screen to the bottom of the computer, if that makes sense. And you guys know that your computer goes a little bit past that. So I put my computer past that, and it went black. Over and over again. So I would have to shut my computer and then reopen it and quite literally edge my computer to open to the point where it wasn't going to go black on me.
Did you just say edge my computer?
Yes, I was edging my computer to get it to work.
My God.
So I had to work with a slightly open computer for a little bit, and then I was running around Manhattan trying to find something like some sort of solution, okay? I went to Best Buy and the Geek Squad. They need to send it out for a few weeks. Went to this other computer repair store, and he was like, I can give you like a free quote, but I need it for like at least 2 days. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. Panicked. Called the Apple store or like Apple customer support, and they were like, we don't know what we can do for you. You have to go to the Apple store. Go to the Apple store.
I hate Apple. I love it, but I hate it.
Hate Apple over the phone. Apple in person is fabulous. Went to the Apple store.
No. The Apple store in person's not fabulous either.
The people.
I mean,
The customer
yeah,
service
but
is
like,
good, but the experience is like a lot.
well, if you can get a customer representative, 99% of the time when you go in there, yeah, you had an appointment, so it's different. But I hate Apple either way. But continue.
So I went to the Apple Store at 3:30. She said come back at 6. So I came back at 6, and now they have my computer for 7 to 10 days to give me a new screen at no cost, might I add, because I did not do anything that they found to make my computer screen break. Please don't tell them about the time that I spilled Apple's hard cider all in my computer twice.
I was just gonna say, like, hopefully they don't listen to the podcast
Mm-hmm.
because they would know that that's exactly what happened. But no, honestly, I don't think it was
That
the
was
cider.
a month ago, and my computer just broke on Monday. So
Maybe they'll clean your keyboards too. Why they're done. Really quick, I think we should do a cheers.
Yes, I knew
My
it was
arms
coming.
are so sore.
I knew it was coming.
My arms are sore, guys. Cheers, Jeff. What are you drinking? Really quick.
A dark horse rosé. It's not very good.
I'm drinking vodka and Arnold Palmer, and it's
I'd rather
pretty
have that.
strong. So cheers.
Ooh,
Let's take a sip.
That was a good one. And I also add, guys, my glass this evening is a 750 milliliter wine glass. And if you're a wine drinker, you know what 750 milliliters is.
If you don't know, it's a wine glass bottle size. Just because I wouldn't know.
It fits an entire bottle of wine.
Just because I wouldn't know. All right. Well, I think we should give a little disclaimer on this episode. Mm-hmm. We're going to be discussing our coming out stories. They're two very different, two crazy stories. But we think this is going to give everybody an insight to who we are, to who we want to be, and really kind of what we have to offer for this podcast. You know, we've shown you the fun side. We've shown you the professional side with Laura last week. And now it's time to get a little personal. So if this is something that's going to trigger you, you know, go ahead and skip to the end or go ahead and listen to our other 6-7 episodes we have out right now. But to jump right in, I think Jeff's first on the script. So I'm letting him take it right over.
Okay.
Putting the pressure on him.
Okay.
And also, like, we will be doing a lot of cheers as an FYI because, like, this is a very sensitive subject. Like, tears will be shed. I will cry. Like, I'll tell you.
I'm going to try not to cry.
I might make Jeff cry, so.
I believe that sexuality is not a choice.
Okay. So you believe you were born gay, bi, whatever.
I think that I was first introduced to something being gay. It was probably in like a movie or something.
Okay.
It was really young, and it was probably like a boyfriend situation, and like I was just numb, whatever. So I feel like at a pretty young age, I knew.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it meant for me as a person and for my family and my future.
Did you just always kind of feel like you just like didn't belong kind of with a group of kids your age that were boys or anything like that? Or did you? Yeah.
I don't want to say that I guess I didn't belong, but I knew that I was different because I was always hanging out with the girls. Having sleepovers with the girls. I
love that for
like
you.
Eating lunch with the girls, gossiping with the girls, sitting with the girls in class. Like it was girls.
Period. As it should be, the girls and the gays. That's it.
Not until senior year of high school, yes, did I like start clicking with the boys in my class.
Oh, interesting.
And
okay.
It felt, I don't know. It was like junior year was kind of like when it like came out to everyone. I mean, everyone knew, obviously. I hate to say that, but like. I usually say you don't know until someone tells you.
No. If you're listening to this right now and you don't know, like you're like, none of my friends are gay or you think they are, and if they come out to you, you didn't know. You don't know until they tell you. Mm-hmm. Period. That's their story to tell. And guess what? If you out someone before they want to be outed, I think you're a despicable person.
That hasn't happened to somebody.
I think that's horrible.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the worst things you can do. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So, and I was the only gay out person in all 4 years of me being in that school.
Wow.
So it was and I was in a very small town, so it was like me kind of not setting an example, but me standing out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of anyone, because it was a white suburbia town.
Trump-loving town.
Yeah. So I just was hanging out with the girls all the time, and senior year came around, and I started becoming friends with the boys, and like parties and stuff, and we would all like chill, and it was fine. And I feel like everyone started to accept me more at that point, and I really don't understand why.
Because you started to accept yourself more.
Oh, okay, maybe that's it.
I
was
assume
comfortable
so.
in senior year.
Good, and that's how. And like, I mean, some people sadly aren't like that lucky to do that, but like that's amazing. That's what you should do. And now, how did you come out to your friends? Was that hard for you? Did they like?
It wasn't. It was hard to say, but it wasn't hard for like reciprocation.
Yeah.
They obviously knew.
Yeah.
But like, they were so accepting at the time, and it was nice. And I don't have those friends anymore, but I moved to a new city, and that's just life. And I have no bad blood against anybody at my high school whatsoever, as many people think I do. However, I don't.
You don't have time for them.
I have grown so much from this experience.
Absolutely.
And like, then it came to my family.
Well, yeah. How did that go down? You don't have to be very specific. You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. But I think it's interesting for our viewers if they're struggling about coming out or if they're already out. It just kind of helps to, just give a personal insight on you.
So how? Okay.
Take a deep breath. Do you want cheers? Do you want cheers?
Yeah.
Okay, let's everybody let's do a cheers really quick.
Mom, I know you're listening.
Hi, Susan.
Here we go.
Susan, this has nothing to do against you right now. And that's the same thing I'll say to my mom. Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with the parent that you are now.
Right.
We both grew. We both learned. We're great.
Everyone grew.
Yep.
So my dad the most. Anyway.
Yep.
I remember one night I was sitting with my mom in the kitchen, and I showed her all the text messages of me coming out to my friends and how supportive they were. Mm-hmm. And I like showed them to her, and she was like, "Why are you showing me this? Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, what do you want me to do?" And I'm like, I don't know. I was just like, I just wasn't comfortable not
telling you,
because it would come around anyway.
Someone would tell them, yeah.
Somebody. So, and then I kind of told my mom, and then she told my dad. I never really have like told my dad, but he's met my boyfriend so many times, and like he's obviously knows now, but I never have really like said to my dad like I am gay. Like,
is that something that you would want to do?
Yeah, but like it's just like no need at this point,
Well, I was saying like, is that something that you want to do still?
No.
Okay.
Does it make me a bad person?
No.
Okay.
Like your story, you get to decide who you tell, who you don't tell,
and, like,
if you
knows,
tell.
And like my mom told him, and we had a conversation about it, obviously, and how he felt about it, whatever. But I never really said I am like a homosexual. But then I was in college. I was in community college at Rochester, and that's when I met Jackson. Yeah,
tell us a little bit about that. Good old Jackson, guys. Should we have another cheers? Yeah. Okay.
Cheers to Jackson,
guys. If I feel like we should put in this description of this episode, use to pregame because it's gonna be a lot of cheers. You know.
Please use to pregame.
Like so. Cheers, everybody.
So this was like a big part of both Jackson and I's kind of coming out. Like we did it together, but
yeah.
We were
helped each other.
We were both each other's first like serious boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot for both of us to share that with our families.
Yeah.
And Jackson went to college upstate where I was living at the time, so we hung out a lot more than with my family than he was going to be able to see his. And sometimes his family would come down or come up, and we would go down to New York and see them, whatever.
Yeah.
But the part I did want to bring up was Jackson's fraternity.
Interesting. It's interesting that you get to give kind of the fraternity perspective, and then I get to give the sorority perspective.
Yeah.
So go ahead. This is interesting.
I was not in any fraternity. Never have been.
No.
No, thank you. But Jackson was. I'm not gonna name it, but or where it is at. But his fraternity was some of the most amazing, accepting,
love to see it,
honest. Oh my god, I kind of want to cry. Like group of guys ever.
Oh. Shout out to you guys. I'm sure if you're listening, you know who you are. So shout out to you.
And like I kind of helped Jackson come out to his fraternity brothers because they didn't know. Because
Yeah.
they thought that all the, like, what Jackson, I don't want to say this part.
We can edit anything out, so you're
Okay,
fine.
when Jackson would have a boy over, he would just tell them that, hey, it's like a study
Yeah.
thing or whatever. Like, and then when he had me over, he lied about who I was for so long.
Yeah.
And I lied to them. I was like, yeah, I'm like studying business at the business school or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, not at that school because I could like never get into that school. But, you know, and his fraternity kind of helped him like accept who he was and accepted us. And I was like, they treated me like one of their own. Like when I came over,
They treated you like a brother.
Yeah, like even on a random Tuesday, like, hey Jeff, how are you? They talk to me like on parties and stuff.
Boys, take notes. Like, men, take notes on how men treat other men for coming out right now.
When there were parties and stuff, like, they would, like, see me at the end of the line and be like, Jeff, get up here.
So they treated you like a brother. That's incredible.
Because Jackson was the ex-president the year that we met.
Yeah,
So
okay.
he got the presidential suite, and he got all the amazing treatment.
Yep.
So I got the treatment, too.
But it's nice that they didn't say, they didn't second guess.
Right.
You're a brother. Jackson's a brother. And the moment that you two came out to them, you're like, he's a brother. It's the, kind of unwritten rule kind of thing. Just like how they would treat a fraternity's, like, girlfriend.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, that's funny.
They just, like, me and the girlfriends would all, like, again,
Oh my
with
God.
the girls.
Love that. Love that.
So I was
for the girls
with all
the
the brothers' girlfriends. We were all, like...
the gossip and
it
whatnot.
It was great.
Oh,
but then I moved to New York, and now I'm, like... I fell in love with New York, and I fell in love with myself.
Guys, New York's going to be where Jeff dies. Like, he's never leaving New York.
No.
Sorry, continue.
But when I moved here, I really was like, okay, like, this is a real thing. Like, this is experienced in many cultures and many different people and shapes and forms. And
not everyone's a piece of crap in New York.
Yeah,
like they
some of
make
them
it
are,
out.
but not everyone.
Yeah,
but
especially the gay community so far.
Like this place just really was like, okay, like it's like accepted and it's okay, and I fell in love with myself here and became comfortable. And
I love that.
Love my life so much.
Wow, incredible.
So
and now you're a boss ass bitch.
Queen.
Yeah, I'll say bitch. Fuck it, whatever. Fuck shit, bitch. Quack, God, yeah, whatever. Okay, well, I need a drink after that.
Yeah. So
cheers. You don't have anything else? I feel like mine's gonna take like 50 minutes to say.
No.
Mine, you need like a whiteboard.
Oh. My mom would have to. My mom knows the answer to this question. I don't even know how many people in my like family even know, like cousins, uncles, and stuff. Maybe my mom has 4 brothers, and I would say maybe 2 of them in their family knows.
Now, does that bother you? Or upset you?
I feel like it should, but it also comes back to me in my communication with them. You know what I mean? So there's no one else to blame but me.
Yeah.
And I don't talk to them like all the time.
Yeah.
I talk to them like when we meet up for family, whatever. But
yeah.
But one of the uncles that doesn't know, his son just came out as gay. So now there's 2 of us in one side of the family.
That's nice.
Oh my God. And then another one just came out on the other side of my dad's family.
Love that. I got no gay cousins. You know that TikTok that's like...
You're the gay cousin.
No, yeah. It's like every family has a gay cousin. You're like, I don't have a gay cousin. You're like, oh, wait. I am the gay cousin. That's me and my family.
I like being the gay cousin.
I don't mind being the gay cousin. I think I'm pretty fun that way. Like, I can be the reckless cousin. Like, blame it on me. Like, what? I'm gay. What?
There's, like, jokes in my family of me, like, drunk jokes of me and my family at weddings. It's, like, not good.
Oh.
Like, I'm the shit show.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
I'm the shit show of the family. I'm the reckless, like,
I love
don't
that for
care.
You. Live in New York City, ball out.
Mofo.
Yeah.
That's me.
Walk in, big personality. Yeah. Prada's on. Louis on. Gucci on.
Everything. Ready to go.
Period. Ready to...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get in there, like, just get in there and just get it poppin'.
Oh my goodness.
That's basically my coming out story. It's not really juicy, I feel.
We'll talk about some of the music that you listen to.
Oh my God.
Guys, I know music's a big part of Jeff's life. So,
There's one song in particular, Firework by Katy Perry.
That might be the gayest thing you've ever said.
Oh my God. There's one part in, if you guys have seen the music video, you will remember, and I'm sure many of you have not.
I don't think I've ever seen the music video.
There's one part where it's like the song about show your true colors,
yeah.
Like you're a firework, like show them what you're worth. So there's this one part where this gay guy is like looking at this other gay guy, and like they're at a party and they're separated, and one just gets up and goes over and kisses the other one.
Yeah.
And then their like chests like explode with fireworks. And there's this other one where this girl's like most comfortable with her body, and this one where she takes her clothes off and jumps in the pool with all her friends, and she's exploding with fireworks, and she's like breaking your boundaries and your barriers and exploding and becoming who you are.
I love that.
In that music video, I can't tell you, I must have watched it at least once a day, like for a year.
So like Katy Perry, if you're listening, you know, hey.
Like Katy Perry, like
hey,
helped me come out, and she.
I love that.
So Katy Perry and Taylor Swift.
I mean, so many people connect with kind of those pop stars, right? Like Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, you know, the stuff like that. Me, on the other hand, was like Mac Miller.
Yeah.
You know, and
oh yeah. Who else?
What was Jake Miller? Sammy Adams.
Sammy Adams is cool.
Yeah.
Love him.
I liked LMFAO in high school. Thought they were pretty cool. Looking back, they weren't that cool, but
I liked a lot of Nicki Minaj and Katy Perry and Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Rihanna.
What advice do you have for someone who is a gay guy? He hasn't come out to his family. He's in high school. Just kind of your position. What advice do you have? Like, if you think about, like, what advice would you give to yourself back in high school before you became confident in who you are?
I would say that you think the issue is a lot bigger than it is.
Yep. Okay.
Because you need to find a support group around you.
Yep.
And people that do support you for who you are. And I know you have them. And family is the worst part about it.
Yep.
Because it's your family, you know, like you see them more than everybody else or talk to them more than everybody else. But I would just say, just breathe and you find a comfortable support system and everything will work itself out, and do not rush it.
Yeah, do it in your own time. Don't make someone push you out of the closet either. Like, this is your story. This is your life. You live it the way that you want, you know? So, well, I did not have such an easy, I don't want to say coming out story, because the coming out part was the easiest part for me. It was more battling the internal homophobia kind of built up around me. Okay. So I don't even know where to begin.
I know, it's very hard to begin.
I have so many little stuff. Okay. So I knew at a young age that I definitely was attracted to females. If you've seen those TikToks where it's like, if you wear these, you're gay now. Yeah, I watch those and I'm like, oh, that was me.
Some of those happen to me.
Those like ugly ass plaid shorts that would go to your knees. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Do you remember the monkey that was on all those girls' clothes?
Oh, I wore those clothes.
With the monkey?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, that was cool back then. Oh yeah. Don't judge me. I wore them. Uh-huh. Don't. I love boobies bracelets I wore. It's like, Mom, it's for breast cancer.
I remember when my whole school had a whole conniption over people having IR boobies bracelets. Everyone had to take them off or turn them inside out.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I knew that. I wore those ugly ass plaid shorts. I played with BB guns and like airsoft guns. Like, I remember growing up, I would play with like the neighborhood boys in our backyard and like shoot each other with airsoft guns. Definitely have some permanent bruises from there that felt awful. And then also like my parents, my mom and dad divorced when I was super young, when I was like 2. So I grew up with divorced parents. So anytime I stayed with my dad, we would always go to this bar that he worked at and I would play pool. I would probably be like 11.
I love pool.
12. Like, definitely should not be allowed in this like bar, but I guess it's like a restaurant. Anyway, so I grew up playing pool, so I grew up being the tomboy, you know, being the tomboy in all the friend groups and and all that. So I guess really where it started was my mom started dating this guy. He's an amazing guy. And then he had a daughter. Came out as lesbian. Told me I was about Since 7th grade. So how old are you in 7th grade? 12, 13?
I have no clue. That is, okay, sidebar. When people ask me how old people are in grades, it takes me so long. I have to count from kindergarten because you're 5.
Oh my gosh. Well, my little cousin's in 7th grade and he's 12. So I'm going to say that. So
Okay.
you're 12. So I was 12 when she came out as lesbian. And I don't know. I always looked at girls in like a different light, but I always told myself like, I'm going to marry a guy. I'm going to marry a guy. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll suppress this feeling forever. So like, I guess that's technically like that like internal homophobia. Don't really know why until like, I remember having a conversation with mom, my mother, before like way back when. And she said something and it stuck with me is she didn't believe in people being bi. She thought you had to choose like a gender you were attracted to. So when I started thinking that I was maybe bi and I liked men and women, I was like, wait, no, that's not right. Because, like, my mom said it was. Yeah, like, I had to pick one. And, you know, we accepted my stepsister, you know, as lesbian, supported her, which was great. So, you know, kind of comes high school. My mom gets remarried to this guy, great guy again. And, like, shit happened in high school. I'm not going to go into the details. If you were friends with me in high school, you know. You know, so I ended up doing some stuff in high school I regret. But at the end of the day...
Same.
I mean, everyone does, right? It's your time to learn and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I kind of was trying to accept myself. I still was like, I can't be bi, like I can't like women, like whatever. So as I talked about in a previous episode, I forget which one it was. Probably, I think with the one with Emily. I went to Alabama, super far away, didn't know anybody.
Roll Tide.
Oh, freaking Tide. By the way, can we talk about how Clemson lost to Notre Dame?
Can we talk about how we're number 1?
Can we talk about it? Anyway. And if you're a Clemson fan, you can click off. I'm sorry, I don't really have too much time for you.
Peace out.
So college came around.
You went into Alabama still thinking like you had to pick one or the other.
Yes. No, I had to pick. I was straight. I went to college telling myself no matter what I was straight. I told myself that because even though, oh my God, I missed the most important part of my life. Actually, it's kind of freshman year, so we'll keep going. But I told myself I was straight. I came into college, I'm going to join a sorority, all these fraternity guys are going to be all over me, and, like, thinking about it made me sick to my stomach, so I was like, God, that's disgusting, like, don't really need that. Yeah, so I came in, and me and her just developed a really good friendship and stuff like that, and she knows that happened, because I talked to her probably a couple weeks ago, honestly, and we had this whole thing. Anyway, so we moved on. Like, me and her are still great friends. And around the end of my freshman year, I think I'm getting all this timing right, my stepsister came to me and said she wanted to become a man with her partner, who also was a female that wanted to become a man as well. And I fully supported it. I was beyond happy for him. I'm still beyond happy for him. I'm still, you know, close with him in my life and whatnot, and very blessed to have him. You know, so when I say I had this internal phobia or homophobia, I don't know where it came from. I had a lesbian sister who's now a man, and my family is completely supportive of him. There's not a single person in my side of my family, my mom's or my dad's or my stepdad's, that had anything against him or anything. There might be a couple people, but like, you know, no one major. And so I don't know why.
Wow.
I told myself, but I always just kept this thought in the back of my head where my mom said, you have to pick one. And look, when she told me that, I was probably in 6th or 7th grade as well. So times back then were different.
And
they were. And
it's
I
still
will.
a hard thing to hear at that age.
And yeah, and like that's a hard thing probably to hear your daughter who's 11 or 12 being like, oh, I think girls are pretty and I think boys are cute. Like,
exactly.
They don't know how to respond to that. So there's no hard feelings there at all.
Because you're all confused at that moment.
Exactly. So anyway, so this transition happened. So I really started being like, okay, it's my sophomore year of high school or sophomore year of college. Like, what can I do? So go throughout college, I meet, you know, I'm hanging out with Emily a lot more and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys remember on the episode with Emily, she said she kept a secret from me for a while. That's because I actually came out to her sophomore year as bi. And I told her I liked women. And she knew. I mean, it wasn't really hard to tell throughout college.
Right.
But, yeah, so I told her and it felt great. It was weird. It was very hard for some reason. I don't know why.
It's so hard to put it into words.
Yeah, like I remember looking at her drunk at a bar and I was like, hey, I like girls and guys. Like, I don't know. And she's like, great, whatever. So she kept that.
Great, whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't what she'd say.
No, she didn't say great, whatever. But so that happened. And sophomore year I was in a sorority. So now I was around all of these gorgeous, straight Southern women. So now I'm like, okay, they don't have anything against gay people. I've never really heard anyone say anything about gay people. But, like, it was awkward. You know, like, it was, like, we all had gay guy friends over all the time in the sorority house. Like, it was great. It was magical. But there was something about coming out because there was no one above me. No one that was a senior that I knew of came out or was out. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not coming out. Like, right. I'm not going to be the first one to do it.
Right.
Fuck that.
You're like, I'm just a sophomore.
Yeah, like, I'm just a sophomore. I just joined. Like, you
right.
can't kick me out yet. Like, you wait till my senior year. Then, you know, kind of fly through sophomore year or whatever. Sophomore summer going into junior year, I spent my summer in California, working in Venice Beach. Just shout out California. I love you guys so much. But I worked there, and I actually really wanted to find myself when I was there. So I ended up getting a personal trainer. I worked out 5 days a week at 5 a.m., like full body, like hardcore circuit workouts. Like not like go run on a treadmill for 45 minutes. No. Like full body circuits, and like it was painful, but it was so worth it. I lost like 30 pounds. I lost a couple inches. Like it was this amazing experience. But when I was there, I connected with a sorority sister who is that just graduated. Paige, I'm so sorry if you're listening. I think she graduated that year. So I met her when I was a sophomore in my sorority, but she graduated when I was there. She graduated that, like, May, and I came to Venice Beach, California, that June. So, like, she graduated a month before I got there. Perfect. So me and her, like, knew each other. I was the fun sophomore everyone knew because I was, like, the oldest one in the pledge class. And because when I say I rushed as a sophomore, I joined the freshman pledge class. So I was like one of 5 sophomores in there. So me and her met up for drinks one night, and funny story. So I was texting with her a little bit, and I was like, hey, like, you want to go get drinks, whatever? And she's like, yeah, like, me and my girlfriend will come meet you or whatever. Well, I thought she just meant, like, her girlfriend. Like one of the girlfriends. Like,
that's what I say. Like, me and my girlfriends.
Yeah, like, me and my girlfriends. So I didn't think anything of it, Jeff. I don't think I've ever told you the story. Paige, I'm so sorry this happened to you. We're at dinner. It's Paige.
Wait, you thought that she... Oh, my God.
It's Paige, her roommate, and me. Okay, so it's 3 people. And I'm, like, there, and she's like, hey, like, my friend... Like, she was like, hey, my girl's going to meet us later. And so she said girl at that point. So I'm like, oh, her girl. Her girlies. Her chicks. Okay?
You still didn't put it together, okay?
Nope. Oh, no, it gets worse. Oh. So I'm at dinner drinking with them and eating dinner, and I proceed to ask Paige if she's dating anybody. And, like, her roommate is, like, cracking up, and I don't understand what's so funny. Like, I just don't get it.
She said...
Yep. So...
She said, actually,
yeah. So, yeah, and I don't really remember what she said. So, anyway, we went out to this club afterwards.
Love you, Paige.
And this chick walks in. She gives her a hug. She's gorgeous. And I give her a hug. And she goes, can you take a picture of us? And I go, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Jeff, when I say that Paige climbed on top of this chick, tongue down her throat, making me take a picture of that, I looked at her roommate and I was like, oh my God, that's her girl.
It sunk in.
Like, that's her, like, that's her girl. Like, she's gay. That's why I say to this day I have literally the worst gaydar known to person.
My
known to man.
gaydar is, like, pretty,
like,
useful.
So Paige, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so the point of that story was, I was like, oh my God, so if this badass chick is gay. So then I came out to her. So she was the second person I came out to, like,
Perfect.
ever. Told her that night. I was like, I think I'm gay. I told her I'm gay. Like, told her, like I said, I think I'm lesbian, but, like, I'm not 100% sure. And she was like, well, you know, she gave me all this advice, whatever. So senior year of college comes. So kind of flashback. Like, you know, there's internal fears here and there. I talked to some chicks here and there, like, whatever. Senior year comes. I graduate college, and I move to Colorado. So when I moved to Colorado, I was in, like, a really deep, dark time. I moved there really only knowing a sorority sister again and not knowing anybody else. And I moved in with this amazing roommate. And I told her, you know, kind of the first night I said, hey, I think I'm bi. She goes, oh, my God, that's amazing. My sister's bi.
Perfect.
And I was like, that's the moment it hit me. I was like, wait, no one gives a shit.
No.
Like, no, like, yeah, there's some people that might give you crap on the street or, like, whatever, but, like, the people that truly care about you, they're not gonna care. Like, they're not.
What does it do to them?
Like, it doesn't affect you in literally any sort of way.
None.
So when I was in Colorado, I made some great friends, and the gay scene, and you also have to, guys, you have to understand, like, down in Alabama, we had one gay bar, and it was, like, awkward for me to go to. You're in the South.
But, like, then also, like, it's one gay bar, so everybody knows everybody in there.
Well, and I didn't want to be, like, I went in there, I think, one time, and there were, like, a bunch of sorority sisters with their, like, gay guy friends. And I was like, oh, I'm in here with my gay guy friend, too. Ha, ha, ha. But, like, I didn't want them to think I was there for me. Like, it was just this awkward thing. And, like, that's why I didn't get on Tinder or Bumble. Because I was like, what if a sorority sister saw me? Never really thinking, like, well, if they saw me and, like, I saw them, like, I know they're gay, too. So, like, it would be, like, a mutual thing. But I don't know. So I just, whatever. So Colorado came around, and I actually came out to buy to all of my family, all of my friends, and I lived up that gay scene, man. I partied like there was no tomorrow. Again, this is all pre-COVID. Party like there was no tomorrow. And just kind of like how you said, found yourself. Well, story doesn't really even stop there. So I do that, and I still didn't feel right. Like, I would, like, kind of talk to guys, and I was like, okay, like, this is fun, but, like, if you put me in a room and you put me in front of, like, Matthew McConaughey, like, I don't know, who's, like, a typical guy that straight girls love?
Ryan Gosling.
Okay. You put Ryan Gosling and then maybe, like, just some chick I have no idea. I'm gonna pick the chick. Like, I don't care for Ryan Gosling. I don't care for a man, to be honest. And, like, when I was playing out these scenarios in my head, I was like, oh. So, funny enough, I don't think anybody listening knows that I'm doing this, but I am lesbian. It's the first time I said that kind of out loud to anybody listening. I think a couple people listening might know that. My mom knows that. I told Mom when I was drunk. Love you. I told Mom when I was drunk on the couch, I said, hey, just FYI, like, I'm not going to ever marry a man. I'm going to marry a woman. Period. And she was like, okay. Doesn't care. Look.
She said, okay, do you need another drink?
Yeah. And, like, the answer is clearly no, but I took one after that. But, yeah, I was really excited to record this episode because I did want to let family and friends know, like, hey, this is what's going on. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't bother you. I
still love you.
Yeah. I know who loves me. I know who's here for me. I know my family will love and support me. I know my mom, my dad, my aunt, uncle, whoever's listening to this supports me, and I know that. And, I didn't really want to make a big deal about it the second time around, even though I just announced on a podcast. But, so now I'm in New York City, and I have never felt more true to myself. And look, I dated guys. I did. I had a couple, probably about 2-3 serious boyfriends. And they were great. They were great guys. And I want you to know, because I know all 3 of you guys are listening, it wasn't you. It really wasn't.
Oh, my God.
It really wasn't.
I'm going to cry right now.
Don't cry, because if you cry, I'm going to cry. But, like, it wasn't you guys. I promise. And I know that I was
understand that.
a bitch to all 3 of you, and I apologize. And if you know me in high school and you're one of the people I think you are, I'm sorry for doing what I did to you. But I'm a better person. I have grown, and I'm happy where I am.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because I know she's listening. Okay. And I know she's going to say some shit, so not in a bad way, but.
I feel like I can say that as well for her.
So.
There's 2 girls in
my high school. After this podcast, like, I'm moving on. I'm letting everything in my past go. I don't do that well, so I'm letting it go, and if you want to stay for my journey of my life, you can, but you're leaving. I'm too old for that.
To follow.
We teach you, you don't have to stay with the people that don't want you. If there's friends in your life, cut them off. You're struggling with if you can't tell if a friend's true or not, put them to the test and cut them off. You deserve better than that.
You know what? I'm so glad you just said that. There's 3 people. Mm-hmm. From hometown, 3 girls from my hometown, and they all know who they are. I'm sure maybe 2 of them are listening, if that.
Hey guys, welcome.
I never really gave them an explanation of like why I.
Do you owe them one?
No.
Period.
I'm just saying, I never really gave them an explanation, but like, I just felt that there were certain people in my life that were not happy for me to go to New York City and figure out who I am. And
You
at
don't need
that
'em.
point, I felt I saw fit for me to disengage.
Yep.
And so I did.
Yep.
And I'm not sorry for it.
No, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be sorry. Look, this again was a very personal episode on both of our ends. And
Can't believe this is going out to the public.
to our 16 listeners. No, I'm just kidding. But look, we're both 22 and 23, and I live by this every day. 21. Excuse me.
Sorry.
21 and 23. Live the life that you want to live. I wasted 20 years of my life. I did. Because I was trying to hide who I was and hide what I liked. And there are so many things that I regret and weren't able to do because I, one, hated myself, and two, didn't accept myself. Don't do what I did. If you are listening to this right now and you're like, I need a change, this is your change. Right now. Get up, go get something to drink, eat something, go change.
Be the change that you want to see.
Yeah, go to the gym, go eat that healthy meal, go text that chick or guy that you like. Do it. You only live once.
You want to know what I said to Kay the other day? In case any one of you are wondering, you are literally on a floating rock.
Yep.
Surrounded by millions of other floating rocks.
So,
if you think that anything that you do right now is an impulse decision and matters, it doesn't matter.
And
another piece. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go off.
I saw a quote one time that said, "Don't stress over things that you can't change."
Period.
If you're stressing over something that you have no control over, and I mean seriously zero control, don't stress about it.
Literally. And
throw it out the window.
Look,
you're on a floating rock.
Even if you are stressing about it, do it. F it. Whatever. Guys, I'm gonna say it again and again, but just be you. Do we have any final advice for any young, old, medium-aged?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Know you're loved.
Yep. No, guys,
and I
know that you're loved. Please.
And I mean by millions and millions of people.
Look, we were just watching RuPaul before. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. So if you like it, tweet me and we can watch it together.
We can live stream RuPaul.
Yeah, we can live stream RuPaul. And he said a quote. He said, when you're gay, you get to choose your family. And that's exactly what I want you to think. If your family hates you and disown you because you're gay, good, we don't want them. Come join our family.
Blood is not always thicker than water.
Period. And I want you guys to really listen to this. Again, I know that we're a fun podcast, and next week or 2 weeks will be super fun and lighthearted. But you don't owe them anything. Do you come move in with me? You can come sleep with me in my bed, not in a weird way. I'll give you a couch. If you're really struggling, I don't know. I'm just blabbering at this point, so you need to shut me up. But
yeah, I don't think we're taking anybody into our apartment.
If someone said they had to, maybe if it wasn't COVID, I would. It was a really hard episode to record on my end. I'm surprised I didn't cry. I gave a cry warning, but
Kate told me she was gonna cry.
I guess because I didn't give all the details that I thought I was going to. They don't need to know all the details.
Yeah.
The details that made it so hard. I went through some stuff.
Everyone has gone through some stuff.
Yeah, and look, whatever you're going through right now, you're gonna get through it. I promise you, lights on the end of the tunnel, grass is green on the other side. And for right now, just grab your alcoholic beverage, give me a good cheers, put a smile on your face because you're a boss-ass bitch, go out and rule the world.
And listen to Firework by Katy Perry.
Period. That's it. I think that's it.
Boom. Love you.
I love you guys so much. Next week we have, 2 weeks, again, we won't be here for Thanksgiving. 2 weeks we have a very special guest.
Kay and I are going to explore the world of cryptocurrency.
Look, I'm going to get out my notepad and my pen because I'm curious. I don't know anything about it.
And we're going to be asking this special guest all about Bitcoin.
I think we tell them who it is. I think we get them excited.
Okay. Yeah, we won't, because Laura, we didn't tell you.
Yeah, Laura, we didn't tell you, but we're going to tell you this one. Do you want to go ahead and say it?
We are going to be interviewing the founder of the cryptocurrency,
Ooh.
His name is Paul McNeal.
I'm very excited to have Mr. McNeal on our podcast. He's light of sunshine.
I need him to tell me everything about Bitcoin.
And, like, I'm curious. Like, look, guys, this is adulting, right? Something that's coming up is, and, like, has been a big thing for a while, is Bitcoin.
And cryptocurrency.
Like, if this is the next wave, we're here to get you educated first. Right here on IDKJK.
Right now.
So if you have any questions that you want us to ask Paul, go ahead and tweet us.
Look him up, too.
Look him up. Tweet us some questions. Tweet us some things that you want us to talk to him about. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.